So don't say anything about your friends or enemies that you don't want anyone to know.
I hate them all. Those are my friends.
Now that I did that,
Everyone I know who doesn't like me picks their nose and eats it.
Go ahead, Richard.
now that I did that, I can start sending out the link.
Okay.
Whoops.
I can't put it. Can you put it on my wall? Because I can't access it from here.
You're going to have one of your other friends do it. I got 10,000 things to do, Sal.
Okay, can one of you put the link on my wall? Because I can't get the link because I can't access my messenger on the computer. I can access it from my phone, but just not on my computer.
I don't have the link.
That's because you didn't ask him to put it on.
Stand by.
I was the one who asked for it originally so I could send it to the person that I was telling that I was doing a podcast.
Stand by.
Okay, stand by.
I'm just getting the link now.
Sorry.
Waiting
Okay.
for Facebook to finish telling me the link.
Okay.
Okay.
Medical.
Facebook.
Mecca like a high, Mecca hidey hole.
Anne McQueen, how do you like the character so far?
How do I like the character so far?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just getting introduced to her, and so far she's growing on me. How's that sound?
Good.
All right.
Is she growing on you like a tumor?
Well, the other
I was
actress.
going to leave that part out.
Well, Randy knows the other actress that plays the character.
Okay.
He brought her to a meeting once, actually.
Who?
Katie Ventresca.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah.
I now have
old
the
friend.
link.
Cuckoo.
Here is the link
Okay.
for today's show. And it is sent.
Okay. Did everyone get it?
Good.
All right. And someone please put it on my wall. Now, keep in mind, we're going live on Facebook Live,
Not
Twitch.
Don't say we are going. We are on Facebook Live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like everything
we
that
don't
you
want
said.
another Mark Mandola popping up, all right, Sal?
Okay. We're on Facebook Live, Twitch, and YouTube.
All right.
Okay.
Tell me when.
Everybody ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Everybody's all shared up?
Okay.
Okay. So now you see the timer at the top of the screen.
Yep.
When it says on the air, you're on the air.
Okay. Welcome to the Oracle of Enlightenment Vortex. This is the Observer, Sal Monaco, saying happy holidays for whichever holiday you celebrate. Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and so forth. Joining us tonight for the first time in, I think, a couple decades, Mr. Randy Reece. How you doing, Randy?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
You're Randy Reece, aren't you?
Wow. It's probably closer to 30 years, man.
Well, we're about to have our, I think next year we're having our, 30-year anniversary. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And of course, joining us is the lovely Ann Burka, as always. And, yes, sir. Richard Wicca, of course, running things in the background. And now joining us tonight for the first time in studio, the lovely Miss Lally. How are you, Lally?
I am splendid.
Good. And also joining us for the first time, the lovely Miss Anne McQueen.
Hi. How you guys doing? It's good to be here.
Yep. I don't know if I could. Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Took a long time for that studio audience to start
right?
applauding. Huh? Wow.
They'd fallen asleep.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
we need a new sound person. Anyway, so first off, we're going to do our play for this month. It's called The Christmas Show. Yeah, really you know, you run out of creative names for this stuff after a while, you know. Unless Randy wants to give it a better name.
How about the Christmas show?
Okay. Sure, why not?
Makes it
How
so
about
much
the
better.
one and only Christmas extravaganza?
Let's not go that far. Also, for those of you who don't know, Lolly is the lovely Miss Laura Chapin, sorry. And she is currently my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what happened to Lady Friend is how you introduced her last.
You said that. You just said that, lady friend. No, never mind. Okay.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. All right. Ready? Oh. Okay. Now, unfortunately, we were having issues with the Zoom, and Brandon cannot join us. So Randy will be playing his character of Jason tonight. A radio guy. A big stretch for you, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Thanks for tuning in.
Cha cha cha.
Okay, and we begin.
Cha cha cha.
Lolly and Jolene are in the school cafeteria.
Merry Christmas, Joe.
Same to you. But with no snow, a lot of my family have gone out of town, including my 2 daughters.
Really? Where?
Leela's in Albany, visiting her friends. Shanna is skiing topless somewhere. I'd rather not know where.
Jason enters.
Excuse me, ladies. First of all, Merry Christmas. Secondly, would you help me with these Christmas questions for my radio show?
I'd be happy to help.
Sure. Oh, here comes my niece.
Carla enters in nerdy girl mode.
Hi, Auntie. Merry Christmas. Happy Yule. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
I think Happy Holidays will be fine, hon.
Would you like to help us?
Of course.
That's what we do around here. Games, trivia, and parties.
Yeah. Love it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hello.
The phone is patched into the school system in case someone really needs to get a hold of us.
They want to know if a Veronica Lodge is here.
Oh, that's me. It must be one of my friends in the animation club.
She takes the call for a few minutes.
Wait. She's using the school phones for personal calls?
2 of her aunts are teachers. There are perks.
Okay, let's get started. Now, these are opinion questions. What is your favorite A Christmas Carol version?
That's easy. There is only one. The Alastair Sims version, released in 1951. I love the extended Ghost of Christmas Past sequence and the creepy atmosphere.
Personally, I prefer the Albert Finney version from 1970. It seems to tell the whole story best, and it's a musical to boot.
Oh, I like George C. Scott,
Okay.
that version.
What's the best animated version?
The Mr. Magoo version. I love the music and animation.
Does the Muppets one count? Because I think that's the best non-series one. The only one with Scrooge having more employees, 2 partners, and in the end he makes Fred his partner.
I like the Jim Carrey version. It has interesting visuals and special effects.
Ding, ding.
Hello. It's for Applejack.
Oh, hey, that's me. It's somebody from my Pegasus sister group.
Does she, have a different name for every group that she's a member of?
Yes, she does. It reflects her many personalities.
Okay, next. Which Home Alone movie was the best?
The first one, can't mess with a classic, and it's tightly written.
I prefer the second one. It's more ambitious and adventurous, plus it has Tim Curry. Personally, I liked him better in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, I like number 6. Good story, believable characters, and cameo from the original cast.
Didn't know they made that many. Next, what is the best Christmas movie besides the previous mentioned?
It's a Wonderful Life, the very best at showing the true spirit of Christmas.
The Santa Claus. I especially love the second one.
Ah, the second one. Unaccompanied Minors. It's fresh, funny, and I can watch it over and over and never get tired of it.
Wow, that's a new one. Next, what is your second favorite Christmas movie?
A Charlie Brown Christmas. I love the message, and it has brought in wooden Christmas trees back in a big way.
Oh, I love stop animation claymation. Christmas movies like Rudolph, great musical performances, and love stop action.
I like the Little Rascal special. It is so cute and has the very best ending.
Ring, ring.
Yellow. It's for Carla Larrabee.
Is it for me? I didn't even give this number to anyone using that name.
You better take it.
After the call,
Okay, what is the best Christmas episode of any TV show?
It's a tie for me. The two Family Ties episodes, the one where Alex gets Scrooged, and the one where he plays Santa Claus.
I just love the Christmas Star episodes of Doctor Who and Quantum Leap.
So check it out. For me, it's a tie between Thunderman's Scrooge episode and the iCarly episode, which is It's a Wonderful Life adaptation. Home Alone and A Charlie Brown Christmas.
So, can you guys tell me some other great holiday films, specials, or TV episodes?
Oh, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph's Shiny New Year.
The Rudolph and the Frosty movie.
Don't forget the three Frosty, the Snowman specials.
I love the Jack Frost, Rankin, and Bass special. It was a lot better than the horrible movie about a live snowman.
Oh, I love cheesy Christmas films like 12 Wishes of Christmas, Fit for Christmas, and my favorite, 12 Dates of Christmas. Oh,
The Christmas episode of Dragnet is so good. I just love Harry Morgan.
Miracle on 34th Street, all three versions, but I like the last one the best with Sir Richard Attenborough.
3 episodes of Happy Days. The first one was the best, where Fonzie is alone for Christmas.
Laverne and Shirley did a couple good ones, but the one where they do the show at the hospital was great. Although the one where they feed the homeless was great too.
There is an It's a Wonderful Life episode that is absolutely terrible.
Horrific. The Brady Bunch episode and their Christmas movie were some of the best.
You know, the Gilligan's Island episode, which used part of the pilot, was pretty good as well.
Bewitched had a couple good ones, a Scrooge episode and one involving an orphan child.
Oh, The Grinch, the cartoon, and the live-action movie.
A Christmas Story, the one that they can show for 24 hours straight.
I would have to say National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I have no idea why they get to show that for 24 hours straight. I detest both of those movies. However, the Honeymooners episode, which is a twist on The Gift of a Magi, is very good.
Oh, Alice did one of those too. It was good, but their Scrooge episode just sucked.
The Jeffersons, where George plays Santa.
All right, now tell me what happened during your favorite Christmas.
I remember going to church for a beautiful mass, and then going to Grandpa's for traditional Christmas Eve dinner, sausage, ham, potatoes, and then we played cards and watched a Christmas movie, all while praying to Jesus at the same time. God bless America.
I remember that. Also, when we would go to one of our grandmother's houses, we would have wafers and the traditional 7 fishes. Though a lot of the kids didn't like it, we wind up giving them pizza.
I just loved it when one half of my family would come over for breakfast on Christmas morning, and the other half would come over for a delicious ravioli dinner that evening.
I like Christmas Eve when my father and cousin were cooking really good food.
Oh, amen. We all have our good memories.
bring.
Yellow. It's for a Max Muller. Is that you, Carla?
No, but I better take it just in case.
Okay. Well, thank you all for sharing your favorite holiday memories, and have yourself a merry little Christmas.
And the end.
And a
Very
Happy New
good,
Year.
Guys. Very good. Yes, Happy New Year. Well, you're doing good with improving and with sounding very natural. And
Why,
you
thank
were
you.
just
but
amazing.
I'm still just about
thank
to
you.
sneeze. I swear to God.
Someday you'll
What is
sneeze and it will be great.
wrong with me?
You were wonderful, especially when you switched to the church girl. That was just great.
Thank you.
What'd you think, Randy?
Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Randy Reece.
I think some people watch too much TV growing up.
So,
Randy, nice to meet you.
I do believe the implication of that comment was that we're grown-ups.
we're already starting to get comments from two different people.
Oh, wow.
So Randy Reece here has been active around Buffalo on and off for 30 years, maybe more. You started the franchise of Comedy Sports here in Buffalo, correct?
I did.
Yes.
Yep. 1993.
The year before this show started. And you took it to several different venues. I remember it being at the Coliseum downtown one time.
Man, so I don't know if I can get the order straight. We started right around the corner from where we are producing this at the Holiday Inn, right over here on Dinson Street.
Yeah,
The
Very first
Holiday
location.
Inn.
I never went there.
Then, oh boy, then the Bradford Grill, I think, downtown. Impact's
wasn't there either.
nightclub, which is also right around the corner from here, which is not around anymore. The Coliseum and
What was the
Keystone
restaurant?
Grill.
Yeah, Keystone Grill.
Four times we left and came back.
Yeah, I that's where I joined you at Keystone Grill.
They had the best soup and was a soup and bread bar.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
so
did.
good. They did a good job there.
And where'd you go from Keystones? Was that downtown or to the Coliseum? Or?
Yeah, I think. Well, we left the Keystone 4 times total, so I think the Coliseum was in there somewhere. And then the Comics Cafe.
Which you owned at the
right.
time.
Yep, ran that for 9 years, I think.
Yeah, what was it like running that place?
It was it was a lot of work. I was doing that and had another full-time job, going to school at the same time.
You're kidding.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of work, man. It really was.
Wait a minute, you had a full-time job while you were running the club
Yeah.
and you were going to school?
Yeah,
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
yeah. You know, we're slaves to our health insurance, so that's why I kind of had the
So
day job.
true.
Yeah, and then when that closed, the Riviera, which is, I loved that space.
I love that
I mean,
space too.
It's at 1,500 people, so our first 2 or 3 rows were usually full, and that was it. But beautiful. We didn't need microphones. The acoustics were so old vaudeville theater, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, dressing rooms downstairs. Yep.
Oh, I loved it there.
Yep.
And a few times next door at Dwyer's.
At Dwyer's, right when something was going on at the
Riv.
Rib, and then occasionally at Magruder's, we had like a secondary show.
Yes,
at the same time.
Magruder's.
Yep, which they had good food there too.
They did. They did. And
that's
I
what-
really enjoyed that place.
Yep, and that's when we got finally our own theater at Snyder in the Square before I stepped down and moved out of town.
How long
So-
were you gone?
11 years. Yep, 11 years, and came back, missed the area, brought back a wife. Because they were for sale out there where I was. And, picked
I
one
was
up,
going for a good price. What can
going
you
for a good
say?
price, I tried to go for the buy one get one discount, but she wasn't having that.
I killed the other one. It was fine.
Right?
Not really. I would never hurt anyone. I free bugs that are in my house, so it's a thing.
I so do that too.
Right.
I know. It's like, come on.
I always loved when you ran Comics Cafe. You had a good chef who made some great food.
That's where this all came from.
And
Between the wings and the brownie sundaes. Oh man,
Forget it.
and he also I forgot about the brownie sundae. And during the week, or Comedy Sports was Sunday nights, and
Right.
on Saturdays and other times there was stand-up comics and other things.
Yep.
And
Dueling pianos.
yeah, I love dueling pianos.
Yep.
And some of the comics you had in there were pretty good. Do
Yeah.
you- yeah?
Yep.
Do you miss it?
Do I miss running a full-service restaurant and bar? No.
With entertainment.
Right, but I really try to develop local comics, and some of them are still touring nationally now and living in New York and working regularly. So I'm pretty proud of that. Do I miss performing? Sure, but yeah, not the actual business end of it.
Yeah, that's always the pain.
Right. So
You created the, were you the one that created the Improvathon?
I don't know if any other Comedy Sports is doing that or not. I don't remember.
The first one done was at the Riviera Theater.
40 hours, right? 48
And
hours?
yeah, and Randy stood up the entire time. And as soon as the bell rang that it was over, he collapsed on stage, literally.
Legend.
Try to go to sleep. Yeah, I think it was 40 hours because we did 20 shows back to back. I did do the sound and voice on a couple of them, which was a mistake because when you're sitting down, I got so tired. I was falling asleep at the soundboard. So, yeah, did all 20 shows.
Yeah.
There was 3 of us that did all 20 shows. Myself, John Kehoe,
Also a member of Beyond the Mainstream.
I think Dale, my friend Dale Fisher did it.
Dale
as well,
Fisher.
so, yeah.
Dale is, he's running his improv group at the screening room. I
Which I'm
believe.
part of, actually.
Oh, you
I
are?
do it once a month, and then Ann fills in from time to time as well. So
Very
yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Was this like live improv or something?
Yes.
It is.
Okay, we so need to do
As
that.
opposed to dead improv.
We so need to do that.
Yeah, you guys should come down for a show.
Well,
sometime.
we've done.
It's fun.
We've
Is it
done.
open mic night or something, or just
Oh,
you
it's-
have to
it's
like
like
ask
legit.
permission nicely or something?
Well, it's legit their show. So like you go and you watch a show just like any other theatrical.
And if
performance.
if they need volunteers, we get in. Like Randy always used to let me volunteer, and they started because I wore a Superman shirt. They started calling me Super Sal, and
We
they
didn't
were
let you volunteer. Nobody else volunteered.
Is this like whose line is it anyways or
Yes.
something?
Yes, although that is heavily edited for TV, but
Well,
This
yeah,
is
because
live
Drew
shows.
Carey is so inappropriate if you don't watch what he says.
Yeah, these are live shows we're talking about here.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, me, Dale, and Richard Satterwhite do Improv Revolution, and it's the chemistry's nice.
Last
Good old
show
Red
was
Mission.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It was
Have you ever
amazing.
watched shows like that on Canadian TV?
What?
Whose line is it anyways? Or my favorite thing to watch on Canadian TV is the Ozzy Osbourne show where it's not edited out. It's a riot. It's absolute. You could just. Oh my.
Well, we've done some live improv shows at conventions, the Beyond the Mainstream team, and we've had as many as 100 people at them. So
Well, next time we go to a convention, instead of having a dance, we should have a live improv show.
we have done that at certain times, but we didn't have enough manpower to do it at that con.
I'm all the manpower you need, and I'm a woman.
Actually,
I'm like an Energizer bunny.
at Anime North, the first time we actually only used 6 people, and it worked out really well because we pulled a lot of people out of the audience. The second year we did even better. So, and then this wonderful thing called COVID came.
Stop swearing online.
Just came over and gave every human a wedgie. Just
Next thing you know, he's going to say the word snow out loud.
So many people tried to do improv online through Zoom and stuff.
oh, it's
No.
horrible.
No.
It just didn't work. It was,
Lost in translation, dude.
Very much so. Bad.
Well, I mean, they tried, and
props to them for trying, but you miss out so much.
I did
Yeah,
too,
it
and I was
just-
like, "Yeah, I'm not doing anymore. I refuse."
You have
Yeah.
you have to be able to physically interact with people to do improv correctly.
yeah, I mean, you,
You
have
can't
to
just say things into a mic and expect it to come across correctly.
Well, I mean, we had to type in suggestions, but it's not the same as when we scream them from the audience or get, like she said, get up and physically interact with it. I mean, Randy and I have done some crazy skits over the years.
Well, and it wasn't so much the fact that it was like on TV, because Whose Line Is It Anyway does that, but when you've got 6 players in an improv show and they're all on their own individual houses,
Yeah.
that's when it really.
That's
It
like-
was tough when the improv players couldn't interact with each other physically. A lot of the games, especially for comedy sports, require you to interact physically.
It's kind of like where I'm from. There's a drive-in movie theater in a town nearby, and they show the Rocky Horror Picture Show just before Halloween, but everyone's in their car. Mm-hmm. And it's like you're throwing birdseed at your windshield. It makes no sense to anyone else. So you can't, I mean, you could get out of your car, but it's pretty cold by the late October most of the time. So
I remember one time Randy and I were doing one of the skits, and he said, "I want a the name of a fictional movie," and I responded by saying, "The Bills win the Super Bowl," and he responded. And he responded by saying,
that's just rotten, dude.
"Well, let me get to the punchline."
Punchline.
He responded by saying, "I said fiction, not fantasy."
Nice. Okay, so speaking of punchlines, this is a Christmas holiday reference. My family were all just as obnoxious as I am, and we were all sitting around after a meal, and my uncle, who is one of the most obnoxious members, he says, "So did you guys hear about the Zamboni that went out of control?" And we're all sitting there waiting. And one of the other people at the table said, "What's the punchline, Ron?" And he's like, "No, really. A Zamboni went out of control and hit the wall and broke the window." And we're all sitting there going, "Really?" We thought he was leading into a joke.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, there was no joke, so there's no punchline.
Yeah, but that's the joke. Speaking, okay, this is my favorite. This is a good story. My sister was 3, and she came up with this joke. Why did the pig wear sunglasses in the pool?
Oh, why?
And the punchline for a 3-year-old was because the water was too deep. Now, this is not funny in and of itself, but when we were about 7 and 8 years old, some college students who were in the same child psychology class, one of them asked me and the other one asked my sister the question, "What's the funniest joke you've ever heard?" I told them this joke. She told the other person the joke. One of them stood up in the class and said, "Blah, blah, blah." The other one said, "Do you know the Chapins?" "Yeah." And that made it like epically hilarious for the rest of eternity because these 2 random people got the same joke from 2 different sisters.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
I remember one time, I think it was at Keystone Grill, where one of my friends from college had been drinking quite a bit and was making these really bad suggestions. And when he got to a point, Randy goes up to him and said, "How long have you been out of the asylum, sir?"
Sounds like something I might say.
Yes. Well, why don't you tell us about the sitcom that you created? I finally got to see.
Segue. Wow, that's fast. So I write.
It's only an hour show.
Shifting gears,
You need
0
some
to
context.
60.
Right. So one of the things I've written is a sitcom pilot called "You Must Be This Tall" because it takes place in an amusement park. Right.
Oh,
Yeah. And it was. I started writing when I heard Fantasy Island was closing.
Yes.
And I'm like, that would be fertile ground for a sitcom pilot. And I wrote about half of it, and then I, as I do, went on to write something else. I've got about 15 unfinished projects. But then when I heard that somebody bought it and was going to reopen it, I finished it. So it's good. It's well written, I think. I know.
It's a great script.
but-
Yeah, you did the live reading at the meeting one time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's won some awards and
Nifty.
stuff, and I'm peddling it around, but you got to be at the right place at the right time with the right person. So it's a tough biz to crack, that's for sure.
that sounds groovy.
Yeah.
When you make this sitcom, can I be the mother? Just the random mother. I can be like audience member number 5.
There you go.
Yeah,
I know.
well,
I told him, I said, I
on
just
the
want
Ferris wheel vomiting or something.
I
you
want
know?
a part of somebody just doing something totally obscure in the background that makes no sense.
I'll
Like
be-
taking
I'll-
the clown thing off of the trash can and just wearing it and walking around the.
No, I'll just be the barefoot clown with a scary face that's walking around terrifying the children.
There you
and she doesn't even need a mask.
I don't even.
Oh, your ex-girlfriend? Whoa!
Right. You had that coming.
So
Anyway, so can we get rid of the snake? The snake was creepy.
No, not at all. Yeah.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm terrified of snakes too, but I think it's a good hook.
Yeah. So what about the sitcom you filmed that we finally got to see?
Oh, and nobody will ever see the light of day of that one. That's for sure.
Really?
is that
I didn't think it was that bad.
Is that kind of like that Killer Gorilla movie that Penny was in that nobody was ever going to see, but they all found it on the internet and watched it?
I don't get the reference, but sure.
I don't either.
It's,
but
it's,
okay.
it's a Big Bang Theory thing.
Oh,
Oh, that one. Yeah.
That
okay.
one,
Now
yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
So no one's got. You showed it at a meeting.
yeah. You know, humor written in the '90s doesn't translate very well today.
no,
so
most anything from the 90s doesn't.
unless it
translate
swings
over
back.
today.
But it was fun. It was about the behind the scenes of it at a comedy club. So that was the first attempt at writing something. Filmed it twice. You know, with a different cast of characters the second time. Because there was an ex-wife in the first one, so you know, can't.
Yeah,
have
we're
that.
not going there.
That just never goes well at
Right.
all.
Yeah, especially when she leaves you for your best friend. But
yeah,
hey, don't feel bad.
we-
Mine
we-
left
we-
me for my nephew. So
We
Now
won't
that's
we won't go there. Because they're probably watching for one, and B, we won't go there. And F, not a good idea.
not a great idea.
Okay.
But anyway,
Pump the brakes.
pump the brakes. I didn't think it was that bad. I liked it. But
yeah. It just it just doesn't translate. I don't think well.
Well, I mean,
anymore, so.
lots of '90s shows are popular. I mean, it doesn't have to translate. You know, you could sell it as a one shot. Instead of
See,
a
you're
full
getting
thing.
bored just talking about it.
No.
They're contagious.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's yawning. Somebody just tunes in. Everyone's like, "Huh."
Now, what is the name of the? Mention again. What is the name of the sitcom that takes place in the amusement park?
You must be this tall.
You must be this tall.
Delayed and not really
Wrong.
relevant.
So,
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
I was like, that's how you really feel, huh? Let's go.
Shortly after 9/11, I came up with this really great title for a book and a basic concept. It would be called Some Assembly Required. And it would be the story of a mother and her children. And the husband would have died during what was going on 9/11.
So it's a
And-
Disney movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, if Claire can be a Disney princess, why can't this be a Disney movie?
I love it.
So, anyway,
That's a good point.
So the basic concept would be the mother would be sitting by the Christmas tree after the kids have gone to bed, trying to put their bikes that she and her husband had bought just before 9/11, and the bikes are in pieces, and she has no idea what she's doing. And then the story would span 1 year of her life and the things that needed to be done to put her life back together. And the following Christmas, things would just be better for her all the way around.
So
basically.
full come around story.
Yeah,
I like it.
I don't know.
Sounds-
I'm thinking maybe Lifetime would pick this.
Sounds
up or
sweet
something,
and
you
very,
know?
like, Hallmarky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hallmark movie, Lifetime. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I don't know. It's just kind of like something I've been toying with for a while. Like,
Yeah,
maybe
keep
I could
in
actually
mind
get
that-
around to writing something like
Yeah,
that.
keep in mind that she's a crossing guard, a teacher, a cleaning lady, and a Uber driver. And I was crazy enough to introduce her to the wonderful world of acting, and she's grasped it quite good.
Oh no, I was a nun in the Sound of Music and a lamb in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs when I was younger. So
Right.
I am a professional.
I was
know-
a tree in second grade and I killed it.
totally. I can see that.
I was one
I
of
can
the.
totally visualize you as a
Freaking tree.
like the trees in the Wizard of Oz.
Right?
Yeah.
Just-
I was one of the wise men during a nativity scene in fourth grade.
I don't believe a word of it.
No, it was a great play. I kind of wish I had a copy of it somewhere.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I wish our parents had like the little cameras on their phones and were just like,
Yeah, well, I did have an audio copy from my tape recorder, but I have no idea where that is.
I do. I know where all your audio tapes are. They're in several bins that weigh a lot in the spare bedroom.
Yes. So, Anne McQueen,
What's up?
you moved back here with Randy then after you guys got married?
Yeah. He spent 7 years with my family and I, and I figured why not spend some years out here in New York with his family. He's got a lovely family. I'm one of those few awesome people who actually really like my family, and my mother-in-law is rad. So.
And
yeah.
you are from where originally?
I'm from Idaho, Boise, Idaho. That area generally, like BSU, Smurf Turf. If you follow college football at all, I don't know.
So,
Notre Dame, yeah. Go Irish. Pretty much.
Cool. Yeah. We're just known
totally.
because we have blue turf instead of green. We're
well,
that
what
one.
did you guys do?
I guess
out
I really
there?
don't follow college football as
So-
closely as I think I do.
So, as far as when we were in Idaho, Randy and I had our hands full. We were involved in a couple different theater groups.
I started
and-
at Comedy Sports out there too.
Yeah, comedy sports. Did comedy sports. Randy introduced. That's how we met. Actually, was through comedy sports, and then I wanted free
Lightning
lessons, so I
strikes
dated
twice.
him. And turns out that he was a good dude, so I married him.
Sucker.
Yeah, you know it's true love when he's like, baby, let's move to Buffalo. And you're like, yeah, let's.
You know what though? It's beautiful out here, and it's quiet, and it's so green. Because a lot of people don't know Idaho's mostly desert. So, but yeah, we did like a couple bands that we were in, taking music lessons, did a lot of dinner theater, but just busy from morning to night. And now we moved out here, and I've taken a lot more off my plate and going to nursing school, and
Sweet.
I'm just chillaxing for the moment. So this is like,
Chillaxing is always good.
right, this is the first project that I've decided to take on. I did a whole lot of shorts in Boise. Played some main characters, but I just haven't gotten into it here in Buffalo. So thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate it. And, folks, Anne's going to be taking over the role of Carla Larrabee from Katie Ventrusca. She's not able to continue. But if she wants to come back, they can trade the role just like other actresses. Because we have an in-universe reason why we change people. Actually, I think I should put that in the next short. Yeah, Carla Larrabee is a very complex character, and it requires someone who can really be versatile. And just from this little play, I can see that that's you.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm super stoked. I like a challenge, and playing 10 different personalities is going to be like, for me, it's going to be super rad.
Who's
So-
playing?
Yeah.
Do you know Katie was in the sitcom we talked about earlier?
Yes, I remember. That's why she was there. She was one of the bar patrons, correct?
No, she was a waitress.
Oh, she was?
Yep.
Oh, a mistake. Okay, yes. Kate, we've loved working with Katie over the years. And she still will be in the movies with footage that were shot that will be flashbacks. So, if Star Trek can do it, we can do it.
Are you going to do like a really cool special effect before the flashback? Like, wah, wah, wah.
Well, I'd like to, but we're going to have to talk to Jen about that. She's the editor.
There's a sound effect for that. I'm sure.
Wow,
Were you recording that? That's the sound effect.
Okay, maybe that wasn't the right
No.
one.
No, probably not.
How about this one?
That doesn't do anything.
There you go.
Okay, that definitely wasn't the right one. It's been a while since I've used this one. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's better.
Oh, man.
And you've been very quiet.
I know we're like stealing the show, and
we
she's
haven't
just
answered
over here
anything.
going, "Oh my God, do I know these?"
How was your holiday?
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent most of the time with family,
Good.
both sides.
Well, you've been playing Jolene Tyler for what, 3 years now?
yeah, I think it's been about
Yeah.
that.
What do you think?
I like it. It's fun.
She
I like
is
her
now an
personality.
award-winning actress. As one of the shorts she was in won an award.
Very nice.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yes. We've won a total of 3 awards, and one of the ones she was in was also in Greg Lamerson's Film Festival, which it only took us 6 tries, but we finally got it.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
Way to go,
Got to
man.
keep plugging.
Yeah.
Keep plugging.
So, I saw the gentleman in the back raise his hand, and he was asking a question. Lolly's last name is actually Pop. P-O-P-P. Pop.
It is?
Lollipop.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a family name.
That's fun.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
Did you guys both do that at
it.
the same time? That's adorable. Let's go.
So do you guys
it's gonna
come and
be
go? Do you guys go back to Idaho every so often to visit your family?
Yeah, I actually just got back from visiting my family for what was it, Thanksgiving, and then I was lucky enough to hook up with my old improv group that took over my show at Watson's Cafe and Spirits. So got to do a little improv while I was in Idaho. That was fun. Got to meet new people and see old friends and
Wow, that sounds great.
rock it with my family. 'Cause my family is amazing and they're everything. So yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
It's good going back there.
And you've barely scratched the surface with Carla.
Carla is an onion and I'm gonna peel her. Let's-
Peel the onion. Peel the onion. Last year, I turned 50. My birthday is in November, and my brother, who is 14 years and 1 day younger than me, he lives in Mountain View, California. Shout out, hi Nate. And I went to visit him. I begged, Mom, please, 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 please. And I got to go visit him for my birthday, our birthdays. And oh my goodness, I was barefoot all over the San Francisco area. Like everything.
She's
I
my
did
true
was-
hippie princess.
I did not wear shoes almost the entire time I was visiting, except for when I went to their church.
So you're like
I was all
dodging
like-
street needles
I
here
was
and there.
all like, oh, I no. You wouldn't. believe- It's the craziest thing because people are like, well, you shouldn't be barefoot because you might get hurt. And
I'd be like more like Hep C.
no, you don't.
No.
You don't. What I have done this most of my life.
Okay.
And honestly,
Me too.
you pretty
And-
much watch
Ann
where
is
you're
one, too.
walking.
Well, and if
It's
you're
the
doing it your whole
silliest
life,
thing ever.
you've got to have thick skin on your feet if you've
Yes.
just been doing it your whole life. So your feet are probably protected.
No,
anyway.
I mean, don't people tell you to watch where you're walking and look where you're leaping? And it's like you just do. I have been stung by a bee twice. Once when I stepped on one barefoot in the yard, and once when one got into the tongue of my high top in the 80s and stung me in the
Nice.
ankle. And my friend had to help me walk the rest of the way home because my foot swelled up like a son of a gun. And I couldn't get my shoe off when I got home, and I was like, Mom, what do I do now?
The only
Benadryl.
real injury I got was when I tried to jump over a ditch in Toronto. I was
You remember that?
I was
thing?
wearing my one of my anime costumes that went well with.
Remember
bare
that thing on the Animaniacs? Good idea, bad idea.
feet? No.
That may have been a bad idea.
Oh, it definitely was. There's no
this
doubt about
this
it.
is actually a game because I'm a nanny, and this is a game that I play with the kids. All of us love this game. Okay, it goes like this. I ask a question, and I pick someone. And it's like, okay, Blake, would putting your fingers in the dog's kennel be a good idea or a bad idea? And he will answer with bad idea because it's a bad idea. And then he will pick one of the other kids, and that kid will have to tell me a reason why that might be what would happen if you put your fingers in the dog's cage? What could happen? And the dog could
Tommy,
bite me,
do you think
or this, or
snorting
this, or
cocaine
this.
with fentanyl
And
is
this
a good
game
idea?
goes. It's like a round robin, and the kids love it. And we're like going over my house rules without me sitting there going, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't do this. And they think it's the most fun in the world.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
That's cool.
I know. I'm just like that.
Have you guys
Love
seen Cocaine Bear?
Yes, we
Cocaine
did.
Bear? Cocaine Bear is hilarious.
Is that anything like Pedo Bear?
Oh, no.
Okay, I don't have any idea what Cocaine Bear is. I have no
movie.
idea.
Except
It's
I-
a movie that Elizabeth Banks probably wishes she hadn't made, but she is a big horror fan. So
You know what? She doesn't wish she didn't make it because that movie made bank because it was supposed to be like this serious horror, and it was the funniest freaking thing because it was ridiculous.
Is this like streaming on something we can go home and watch this now?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what we're discussing.
So a
right
bear
now.
gets into cocaine and craziness ensues.
Like a live bear, or
Yes.
like,
Like a
live-
Ted on.
No,
on-
a
No,
live
like
bear.
a legit live bear. Like there will be blood.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking of blood,
Well, Elizabeth is busy hosting Press Your Luck too, so she has to, go between the two.
I love Press Your Luck.
Yeah, and she's a great host.
That movie, it's worth a watch. Give it a watch.
So-
Get a giggle. You'll be good.
So speaking of bloodshed, there's this. This is a random thing, but there's this card game. It's called Dutch Blitz, and it is an Amish card game. Now, when you think Amish, you're thinking peaceful,
Wholesome.
quiet, wholesome people. And most likely, when I've never played this game with Amish people, but it is probably a very quiet event. Not in my family. You need full body armor if you play with my sister or her daughter or my Aunt Mary. It is body parts come up missing, eyes are hanging. It is deadly, vicious. Oh my god.
So your family's going to make like great patients for me when I graduate. I will
Yes.
nurse the.
I
out of
will.
them. Yeah,
I will
let's
bring.
go.
I will bring everyone to visit Sal for a holiday or something, and we'll be like, let's play Dutch Blitz. Oh, Aunt Mary, that looks like it hurts. Maybe we should go see Anne in the ER.
Right?
And then the doctor's gonna be like, how did this injury happen?
And I'm going to be like, I know her. I know how it happened.
I can tell right away.
You guys were playing Dutch Blitz. I know it.
We were playing an Amish card game, and she got hurt. The card sliced her iris.
And that's funny. Why?
I don't know, but it probably happened in my family.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Anyway, so Randy, did the Comedy Sports out in Idaho? Is it still going strong? Or
No idea.
you don't keep an eye on it?
No, I retired from all that.
Yeah.
No.
We let them do their thing.
Well, you guys always came up with some interesting ideas, like the whole Sunday in the court on Sunday. I always loved
It was
that.
me. That was me. But that idea, that was after I had left. But
Yeah, but it was a great thing, and I liked a lot when you guys would do the Halloween show as your characters, or when they do the Battle of the Sexes around Valentine's Day. And
can't do that anymore.
I know.
There's too many.
It's all
There's
become,
too many different genders to have a battle of sexes anymore.
Yeah, they've all become a little too politically correct, which
Exactly.
Which I don't get, but it's yeah.
And I loved the puppets versus humans, felt versus flesh.
Right. Yeah. Again, that was after I had moved on, but
Was
yeah,
that kind of like Alien versus Predator? Okay.
But with puppets.
Jason versus Freddy?
No.
But with
Oh,
puppets.
but with puppets. So kind of like Avenue Q meets Jason versus Freddy?
that was a great. We saw.
Oh
Avenue
my
Q in New
gosh,
York.
Avenue Q. Who's out there listening?
Or is it more like the Muppets
Go watch
or something?
Avenue Q.
I know, I love it.
Just YouTube it.
It's like Naughty Muppets on
Yeah.
Broadway.
Okay, I have a story for you
Okay,
because
great. I love stories.
okay.
Started out with Once Upon a Time though, just to make me smile.
once upon a time,
great.
I was talking about Avenue Q with my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law, and they've got my nephew who
No, my
What?
nephew.
he's my. We're married. He's my nephew.
Yeah, get with the program.
What do your real nephews feel about that?
They're my nephews too, so they don't give a crap. Anyway, so we're talking about Avenue Q, and it had come to town, and I was like, we should go see it again. I would see that play a million times over because it's so funny. And so my mother-in-law says, I would really like to go. And then my little nephew, 12-year-old nephew, says, I would like to go too. And I said, I don't think that's a good idea. It's pretty adult. And my sister-in-law, Tanya, says, well, he's seen a lot of stuff, so he should be okay. And I looked at her and I said, Tanya, it's pretty adult. I don't think it's a good idea.
It's pretty adult.
And she goes, he'll be fine.
No.
I am not one to argue.
No.
I'm not one to argue. So they insisted, and I brought him. So my mother-in-law and her grandson are sitting right next to each other while the puppets are doing their thing on stage, and that's what I'll leave it at. That's what I'll leave it at.
Thing.
Because I don't know who's watching, and I'm going to be a nice person. But after the show, they looked at me and they go, "Why'd you let us take Jackson?" And
like,
I was like, "Excuse me, did I not tell you twice? Dos."
Dos semanas.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You know what? Though, back to Sal. Let's just go see Avenue Q, guys.
What's it about?
Oh, because Avenue Q, it's
about
like
puppets who have-
Sesame Street for adults.
Yeah.
It's
One
could go
night
bad
stand.
really.
It won the Tony in 2004, I think. So
One
it's a
night
Tony Award-winning
stand.
play.
It's kind
One
of like
night
it's,
stand.
it's
One
kind
night
of like,
stand.
It's kind of like a cross between Sesame Street and X-rated Muppets or something. I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
That's scary.
So
What it really is it's the story of a boy who goes into a poor neighborhood. He meets his neighbors. They develop relationships. It's actually kind of a very cool, beautiful thing, and craziness and inappropriate humor ensues, and it's good. So just watch it. Back to Sal.
And the original play starred Gary Coleman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
I forgot he did theater. So when is your next show at the screening room?
Sometime in January. Yeah, sometime in January. Just go to the screening room website and look it up.
Okay. You guys do it on Saturday night once a month, right?
Yep, Saturday night, once a month. So
Yeah. With the great Richard Satterwhite, who has been on this show, and
Dale Fisher.
yeah, the great Dale Fisher. He's the man with the plan.
rain or shine, the show must go on.
Well,
break a leg.
It seems like the improv groups in Buffalo have splintered before. I mean, it was nice that Eclectic Theater started doing shows with you guys again. It's like with comedy sports, it seems like people come and go, but with them, they've been the same 6 people for like 20 years,
Right.
and they do long form and everything. So, and then we have John's group, the Francis Bacon Experiment, and now they're doing shadow casts of movies, not just Rocky Horror, but they did the sequel, Shock Treatment, and now they're going to be doing The Princess Bride, and they've done a couple other films, and I'm like,
Very cool.
this is a fascinating idea. And then I used to love performing with John's group, and there was another one called Buffalo Sketch Comedy that used to be around. So I guess what it comes down to is when there's creative differences, people just kind of go off and start their own thing.
Isn't that with anything, though?
I suppose, but it's not always that easy.
I think it's a very prevalent thing in the improv and theater community. You legit because of the type of personality that goes into improv and theater, you have a whole bunch of type A personalities all in one room who want to be top dog. And unless you can find some cohesive way to be a family and share the love that is the stage,
There's
it
a
doesn't
reason why
work.
they call it a drama.
Right. So, and I find that anywhere I've gone, that it unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Some people make it work for a very long time and they do splendid at it, but it's not uncommon for splinters to happen.
Yeah. But it was always, everyone always put on a good show, and I loved it. And Randy, you always did such a great job when you were the referee.
Randy's the best ref.
Tell him, cut it out.
When you were performing, you sucked, but as a ref, you were great. Thanks.
I didn't say that. I just said I said I loved when you ref, especially when people would get sassy with you and you throw them out. Like the one time you threw somebody out and Brian started yelling at you and you threw Brian out, and then Dave gets up and goes, "What is this, Survivor?"
Does he throw, when he throws people out, does he do it like a referee or like an umpire in baseball? Yeah.
Probably.
Yes.
I think I threw a
Okay,
whole
good.
team out.
I need to see this.
And
I'm gonna need to see this.
He had to call the whenever the referee has to call a play, they have to throw the flag, and he was very good at that.
Wait a minute. I think you just shifted over to football. They have flags in
No, this is
They
comedy
have
sports.
flags in baseball? What?
No,
Comedy.
this is comedy
Oh,
sports.
wait a minute. There's
Flags
flags
and
in.
comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you say a bad word, they put a bag over your head.
Was there a penalty box?
That's what the bag is, basically. But that's for the audience.
I did so many
Is it like a
scenes with
bag of
on my head.
shame?
No,
Yes.
it's a brown paper bag. You wear it over your head. And,
Unless it's really bad, it's
Okay.
plastic.
and I wore that bag way
With
more
a
times
twist
than I
tie.
should have.
with a big white pointy dunce cap on the top of it.
I wore that bag a little more than I should have too. But yeah, I mean, it's, I really love improv. I mean, I tried my hand at stand-up comedy, 3 shows, and that was it.
That's a whole different skill set.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
tough
really
art
is.
form, man. Like, you've got to be willing to go up there, give it your all, bomb, and feel good about it. Like, in order to make it, because you've got to bomb in order to find out what people like.
Well, a wise man once said, "Success is built on failures."
It's true.
Mhm.
A whole lot of truth.
Yes. So, Randy is going to be joining Beyond the Mainstream as one of our editors. So I can imagine he'll be
It's like, wait,
he'll be making my scripts better.
Did anyone ask me, or are you just like letting me know this is what's happening?
No, he knows.
Okay.
And-
Just the look on his face was kind of more like,
And-
no, I don't.
yeah, he volunteered
It's,
his wife for the role. But yeah, and I have a feeling just seeing his writing in the past, he'll make my scripts a lot better.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay, sure. So you did a lot of acting and improv before you came here?
Yeah, before I was in Buffalo, I started out in high school. I was that kid that took drama class for the 1 week of improv that they taught. I could care less about memorizing things, although I will. It's fun and beautiful and creative just to be in the moment and say what you need to say and not necessarily try and be funny, but when that magic happens, it's gorgeous. I love it.
Well, how's life here in Buffalo as opposed to there?
Dude, it's slow and beautiful. And it's green out here. I can't
I
get
know,
over
right?
how beautiful and green it is out here. Idaho, I come from what they call the city of trees, which here it's a joke here.
Is that kind of like a tree grows in Brooklyn kind of tree?
No, it's kind of like a bunch of pilgrims way back when were walking through desert, and they came over and they saw this valley that had like 4 trees in it, and was like, oh, it's the city of trees, and they settled there. And that's what they called
the Twin
it.
Pines Mall.
I'm not sure
the
they're
Lone
pilgrims,
Pine Mall. So
Well, it was like the Mormon pilgrims that I
yeah.
think discovered it, something like that. I don't know.
What was it like living in Idaho after, growing up in Buffalo?
Well, the biggest culture shock was out there. There's on time, late, and Idaho time, which is we're gonna be late, and we don't care how much it inconveniences you. Right, that was pretty frustrating. People a little more sensitive out there as well.
It's 100% true.
I got that East Coast humor, so that took a little while to learn when I had to rein in because sensibilities. So
Right.
yeah, that was it's a beautiful city. It's the fastest growing city in America. So it got pretty bad traffic and everything when I was there. Happy to move back. Now if I got to wait at a light for 30 seconds, I get mad. Intersection. So.
Yeah.
There's so
You know.
much truth to that. It went from being an area where you could wave hi to your neighbor on your porch step like you do around here, to like if you waved at your neighbor, they were just like whoop. Ah!
see, now I am
Is the
that.
food better here or there?
Oh man.
So they opened a Santora's while I was out there.
Oh, my gosh,
Right,
it
and
was so
the
good.
guy was saying it was his grandmother who started it, so it was part of that tree. Didn't last too long, which is too bad. And then, of course, you can't get real wings out there, and they serve ranch. I would tell people out there that in Buffalo it was illegal to serve ranch with wings, and they believed me.
Okay.
They would absolutely believe me. on
Okay,
that.
I
That's
straight
funny.
up mean
That's
I
funny.
I just can't come to Buffalo again then because blue cheese is the most disgusting thing on the face of the planet. It's like it's rotten cheese.
Well,
Blue
how did-
cheese is earthy and beautiful and
Yeah.
delicious.
I like it.
Well, how did you like Buffalo food when you got here?
Buffalo food is really good. I think that both places actually have their pros and cons.
Charlie
I mean,
the Butcher. Introduced
Yeah,
you to a
I
different way.
went to Charlie the
Delish.
Butcher. That was pretty spectacular. Good food there.
Got some Loganberry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Loganberry.
Loganberry. Oh,
got it.
yes.
Right,
Not
but
really.
like in
Anderson's
Idaho,
Beef and Weck.
yeah, in Idaho, there's restaurants I miss. I miss a restaurant called Merritt's in Idaho. They served scones pretty much anyway. You want a taco scone? Let's go.
Or a
You want a butterscotch scone with
This
like
big.
freaking whipped cream up to here? Let's go. But yeah, I mean, there's things that I definitely miss. I wish we had a Merritt's out here, but it's not a chain, and it probably shouldn't be. It's
Well,
All
no,
right.
because once you make it a chain, like
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, this is the thing about chains.
Honey, I hate
because
to cut you
Sorry,
off,
we
but
got-
Sorry.
we only have 30 seconds left, so I want to
10,
thank
9, 8.
I want to thank Randy and his wife for being on the show.
Well, if we stick to our timeline, we'll talk to you in 2053.
And of course, Ann Burka and the lovely Lolly. So I hope everyone's had a great holiday and be careful on New Year's Eve. So for the Oracle of Enlightenment Vortex, this is the Observer saying Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!